Drawn to You, written by the Amber Writer, on Tumblr.
Oh shit,
You groaned, your voice growing louder as you ran down the hallways of Heights Alliance.
oh shit, everybody move!
You shoved past your fellows as they came out of their rooms to investigate. You were going to be in so much trouble. Honestly, your quirk was more trouble than it was worth sometimes.
Catch that Bakugou!
You shouted at Mina, who stood quite confused as a flash of white zipped past her at the far end of the hall. Her eyes were wide as she watched you run towards her.
What the hell was that?
You started, panting as you skidded to a halt beside her. You pointed aimlessly down the hall as you did so.
Doodle, asleep. Quirk Bakugou, kill me. What?
Mina put her hand on your back.
It appears as though they were drawing Bakugou? Fell asleep and accidentally brought their drawing of him to life, I assume.
Ida explained. You gave him a thumbs up.
He's going to kill me if he catches the flower crown version.
You wanted to hide as your entire class, save for said Bakugou, gathered around you. Their eyes burned into you. Some confused, some smug, some knowing.
Dude, you got a thing for Baku, bro?
Kirishima asked.
Obviously.
Mina deadpanned, rolling her eyes.
Oh, we don't have time for this.
You groaned.
I need someone to distract him while I round up the drawings.
Kirishima gave you a toothy, mischievous grin.
Don't worry, I got him.
And we'll help you round them up, Todoroki offered. How many are there? You counted on your fingers, going over your sketch pad in your mind.
8. There's 8 Bakugous.
8?
Kaminari shouted.
Why the hell would you draw 8? I was bored,
You yelled back.
and I've been doing facial studies.
Kaminari looked like he was going to cry.
But why his face? Because it's cute!
You flushed after you realized your words. Mina giggled.
Look, that's not the point though. We need to find the paper Bakugous ASAP. They can be destroyed by anything that destroys paper. Fire, water, that sort of thing. But don't tear them, or else the halves will just reform into smaller versions. Got it? Me and I can take this floor, and one jumped off my veranda, so someone needs to check outside. Text when you've gotten rid of one so we can keep count. Kirishima, keep us updated on the real Bakugou. Make sure he doesn't see any. Aye aye, Captain!
Kirishima said, saluting you before running off. Everyone else decided amongst themselves who to pair with and where to look. You were grateful they were so understanding, but then again, they also knew what would happen if Bakugou caught one of them. It would not end well. For anyone. You were suddenly very grateful you hadn't doodled on your desk. They would have been far harder to get rid of. You remembered as you ran with Mina the difficult times in your childhood you'd brought cement drawings to life. Drawing on the sidewalk in chalk was when you discovered your quirk, but the cement creature that followed it, though, was extremely hard to get rid of.
You're really in deep, huh?
Mina mused, smirking at you.
Shut up.
You snapped.
Look there.
Up ahead, you spotted the paper Bakugou you'd been chasing. Admittedly, you'd been doing a little more than facial study. A shirtless, kilt-clad paper Bakugou was sitting on the common room couch, just flipping through the TV channels.
Mina,
You whispered, keeping an eye on him.
Use your acid to destroy him. Even getting a little bit on him, it'll burn through.
Mina nodded.
Right.
You both crept up behind the creation, but unfortunately one misstep caused him to jump up and turn around. His hands began to pop, shooting little bits of paper from them. You were grateful that they couldn't actually use the quirk of the person you'd drawn.
You may look like Bakugou,
Mina started, lifting up her hands.
but you're still just paper.
A glob of Mina's acid landed on his torso. The creation yelled, jumping over the couch, but was quickly reduced to a pile of paper pulp. You looked down at the blob, nudging it with your foot. That's one down. 7 more to go. Your phone buzzed. 5 more to go. Todoroki got one, and so did Sue.
Cool. Let's go this way.
You followed Mina down the hallway.
Guys, the Flower Crown Bakugou is on the real Bakugou's veranda. What do I do?
Shit!
You hissed, holding your breath. Who was the outside team?
We'll be right up to deal with it. Keep Bakugou distracted.
You sighed in relief, pressure releasing off of your chest. You needn't have to worry. Ito would get...
Ah! He's gone!
I'm going to die, you told Mina. It's as simple as that. Bakugou's going to end me. He probably could have handled Kilt Paper Go and Toga Paper Go, maybe even Feudal Japan and half human, half dragon Paper Go. But he is not going to forgive me for Soft Boy Flower Crown Paper Go.
You're calling them paper goes?
Mina laughed. You rolled your eyes. Paper Bakugous, Mina. Now's not the time. I need to write my last will and testament. We got 2. Okay, 3 more. You breathed. You looked around, trying to see if there was another on your floor. You and Mina walked around for another 20 minutes. You checked every closet, every room, every place you could find. Nothing. But it was awfully quiet around the building.
Hey, you said that there were only 8 paper goes, right?
Mina asked. Her eyes were nervously trained on her phone. You quirked an eyebrow in response. Yeah? Why?
Have you looked at your phone lately?
She held her screen up to your face.
Total. There've been at least 12 and counting.
Heat prickled your ears, panic and anger stabbing into your chest. It didn't take you long to figure out what happened. Okay, assholes, who tore up one of the paper goes?
You named them Paper Goes?
I tried to stop him. Minetta panicked. It was the one with the flower crown. He was extra angry.
Guys, we have a problem.
I asked you guys to not do one thing. Damn it all. It was nice knowing you guys. My paper pets get everything.
There's 3-time paper goes in here. I saw them. They're Minetta-sized. I can't find them, but I can hear them, so can he? Oh, shit. Shit.
You could have cried. Panic was evident on Mina's face too. What were you going to do? If the real Bakugou caught even one, he'd know it was you who made them. You were the only one in the school with a quirk like this. Maybe you could go back to your room and pretend to be asleep on your sketchpad. Then he couldn't get mad because he would know it was an accident.
I'm so sorry. He caught one.
Run!
Your entire body felt numb, especially once you heard shouting 2 floors up. Mina looked about ready to run off without you. You looked around trying to find a hiding spot, but you couldn't find any decent ones. Maybe if you kept running, you wouldn't run into him. Suddenly, you heard Bakugou growl, a deep and threatening yell reverberating through the halls.
I'm going to murder you!
Shit, you gasped, running out one of the doors. You ran, bursting through a few more sets before you landed yourself outside with absolutely no cover around. You whipped out the chalk you kept in your pocket and drew a vague shape on the side of the Heights Alliance building. Slapping your hands on it, a square building with a door shot out from the brick. You hurried in and hunkered down, listening as the explosions got closer, watching the sky above through the hole left behind in your makeshift building. Maybe he wouldn't find you. Maybe he would cool down by the time he got to you. There were lots of maybes. You squinted your eyes shut, clapping your hands over your ears, waiting with bated breath as you listened to Bakugou's voice, getting clearer and louder, until something fell in your lap. You shrieked, only to find a paper hand clamped over your mouth. A paper-go, one of the last surviving ones. He was about Minetta's size, but every bit Bakugou as the full-sized ones had been.
Shh! Bakugou Prime will find both of us if you don't shut up, idiot!
The paper-go hissed quietly at you. You nodded, then held him close like a child. He squirmed at first, but then settled contently into your arms. He too listened intently for any explosions outside. It was scarily quiet. Too quiet. I think he's close. The top half of the building was blown off with a fiery blast. Paper-go cowered into you. You covered your head as the bricks crumbled on top of you. As soon as the dust settled, you looked up to find an angry pair of eyes stare down at you. Bakugou leapt up to peer down at you from atop the half-demolished wall, seething. The kind of anger you'd only ever seen towards Deku.
What the hell is this shit? Did you think this was funny?
No, you stuttered. Your heart was pounding painfully in your chest, the blood roaring past your ears.
You made me look like an idiot. Look at him!
Bakugou pointed accusingly at the child-sized paper version in your lap.
Don't pretend you aren't flattered, asswipe!
Paper-go spat back, glaring with equal intensity. Bakugou flinched, his eyes widening a fraction.
What the hell? It talks?
Damn right I talk, asshole! And I know everything you know.
Paper-go pointed an accusing finger at his fleshy doppelganger.
What the hell are you saying, runt?
Sparks shot out of Bakugou's hands.
They're going to wish they were never born.
You won't do it. We both know it, you coward.
You contemplated how logical it would be to try to escape while the two were yelling at each other, but you figured you wouldn't get far. The real Bakugou would catch you in a heartbeat. You stood slowly, holding the tiny paper-go on your hip, like a child.
Put that little shit down.
Bakugou snapped. Paper-go stuck his tongue out, hiding his face against your neck.
You made me look like an idiot. What the hell was the deal?
You swallowed thickly.
I didn't mean to. I was doodling and fell asleep. And then they just...
Bakugou jumped down to stand across from you inside your makeshift building, or at least what's left of it.
Why the hell were you drawing me? You some sort of weirdo? And why the hell do I have a flower crown? What kind of girly bullshit?
I may be wearing a flower crown, but I bet I can do something you won't.
Oh yes, Squirt! What you gonna do?
Papergo then roughly took your face in his hands and pulled his lips to yours, surprising you, if only for a bit. Then again, he technically had Bakugou's strength. You inhaled sharply through your nose. You knew that he was sentient, but this was still an extension of Bakugou. But you supposed it was a braver version of him, the way you saw him. Or maybe the way you wanted him to see you. Your face heated up as Papergo pulled you away. He gave you a toothy grin, then turned to Bakugou himself, who was tomato red, something you'd never thought you'd see. His glare was fixated on the paper version of himself.
Talk to me when you can do that, you pathetic piece of...
Bakugou yanked the paper boy out of your hands. His body started catching on fire almost immediately.
I know everything you know, so...
With a blast of his hands, Bakugou immediately incinerated the piece of paper. The papergo cackled until he turned into ash. The wind picked up, blowing away the ash and dust. So maybe this version you created was too dramatic. Either way, they showed different aspects of Bakugou's personality you had no way of knowing.
You
Bakugou growled, turning his attention to you.
don't think I'm going to let you off so easy.
The sound of wings picked up from the wind before you were clutched around your shoulders by sharp talons. Paper talons. Suddenly, you were whisked high over the Heights Alliance. You looked up to find that it's half-dragon Papergo who caught you, grinning at you mischievously and almost obsessively.
Hey, asshole!
Bakugou yelled.
I wasn't done yet. Well then, take them from me. They're my most precious treasure in my hoard.
Frustrated, Bakugou raised his hands, and a fiery blast quickly disposed of the paper version of himself high in the air. With the incineration of this Papergo, you screamed as you plummeted towards the ground. You didn't fall for long before arms, real arms, caught you. Bakugou wasn't looking at you, but he still held on to your form as you laughed nervously in his presence. He nearly threw you on the ground when you landed, his hands popping uncontrollably. You backed away slowly, just in case you had to draw something to get out of this. You were skimming down a list of ideas in your head.
Your Quirk is really annoying.
Bakugou cursed.
What was all this? A way to get my attention?
No!
You rushed, hands up in defense.
I swear it was all an accident!
Bakugou looked to his feet, his eyes avoiding yours, and yet you could not tell what he was thinking.
Right. You did this to tease me. To make me look like a fool in front of all the extras.
Really, I didn't. This is super embarrassing for me.
For you?
Bakugou raged, eyes darting back towards your face. Your heart squeezed and thumped painfully.
How am I supposed to compete with a shitty paper version of myself, who seems to be able to do things I can't?
What? You mean the flying? You questioned, hiding your hands behind your back. You were drawing a shield on your shirt during this entire conversation, ready to bring it to life if he tried to set you ablaze.
No. The other thing.
As soon as realization dawned upon you, a tinge of pink flashed across your cheeks.
That thing? You don't have to worry about that, really. I mean, it's not like you want to, right?
You could see Bakugou boil from the ground up, his arms and hands shooting off like fireworks in his palms. His face and ears were red as he narrowed his eyes towards you.
I like you, damn it.
You stood, shell-shocked at the words. You could hear your heart pounding in your ears. He liked you? The art dork? Did he just hit his head? Was this a joke? Was this payback for all the trouble you caused?
So who told you?
His voice, low and threatening.
Which one snitched? Who put you up to this?
No one,
you uttered. You realized why he was so mad. He thought this was a trick his friends put you up to. It wasn't just an embarrassing flower crown. You could see his palms glow orange as he stepped closer towards you, still seething from all the trouble that he had to go through.
Don't fuck with me.
I'm not lying!
You shouted desperately.
I didn't know!
Bakugou took a step back, his palms now calming, starting to fizzle away into nothing.
Then why?
Yours is the only face I want to draw. You inspire me. You're amazing to watch. I like you too.
Your voice grew softer as you spoke, feeling a little silly now having admitted that out in the open. And then he was there. Awkward, angry, nervous. Right in front of you. Like he was blown in with the breeze. For a moment there was nothing. And then his lips were on yours. No paper this time. Just his soft, nervous, hesitant kiss. Back inside the common room, everyone gathered around, and a few of them were working on your eulogy. Some sat quietly, patiently waiting. Mina, who had been pacing back and forth, finally sat on the couch. There was only one face who was unconcerned about your safety.
Are you sure we can leave them out there with Bakugou?
Mina asked. Kirishima grinned.
Don't worry. I think they'll be fine.
As Class 1A waited patiently, Kirishima eyed towards the front doors of the dorms, noticing both Bakugou and yourself enter in and walking straight towards the elevator. He gave Bakugou a thumbs up when they caught glances of each other. Bakugou simply rolled his eyes. When the two of you disappeared into the elevator though, Bakugou snuck his hand to interlace with yours as the doors shut, his own grin expertly hidden from everyone in the common room.